Morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Rise and shine. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday morning. Happy December 1st, new month. First Monday of the month is the new day of the month also. I love that for us. So good. Happy December 1st. How are all of you wonderful folks? Good morning. 2025. Good morning, Ruthie. And who do we have? Penn and Kim. Good morning, Kim. Hello, Robin. Welcome in. Huge hugs to you. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Jojo and Kim. LA Designs. Hello to you. Crochet Jojo. Hello, Margaret. Welcome in. Hopefully you have a nice hot cuppa of something. Hello, Alice. Good morning. Neffy, good morning to you. Fresh pot of coffee. Tons of projects here. Super happy to have all of you guys. So I start these off with just reminding you guys that this particular live stream, it's a vertical, obviously. But this is just a live stream that actually helps me organize my week. So I recap my week, what I have planned, what my goals are, and to hopefully answer any questions that you guys have about any of the things that I'm doing here on my channel. So if any of this is of interest to you, buckle up because we're going to have tons of things to talk about. I'm super excited to introduce some new projects that I've got on the hook and on the needles, and some existing projects that you guys have already seen, some updates and things like that. And I'm going to be talking about the goals that I have set for myself for Friday's podcast. So super happy to jump into this. I've got my usual coffee. We all have our go-tos. I mean, I'm a creature of habit. I have my usual coffee, so that's amazing. Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Hi, Hanny. Welcome in. Thank you for being here, of course. And anyone else that I may have missed, huge hello to you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you more than you know. Okay? So, good morning, Anna. Welcome in. Hello, Casey. Welcome in. Haven't seen you in a month this Sunday. Super happy to see you. Very, very happy to see some familiar names here from a little while ago. Hello, Di Vicino. Welcome in. Good morning to you. Hopefully this is a great start to your week as well. So while you're getting ready for your Monday to begin, you can just put me on over to the side and, listen in. Okay? So first, I want to talk about Taco Tuesday. So we've got tons of challenges for Taco Tuesday. I am happy to report that I have at least one of the challenges completed, and I am working on some of the other ones. So which ones am I really focusing in on? Let me just preface this by saying there's probably no way I'm going to get all of the challenges done. There were 7 in total. That's a lot of challenges, and I put all of that out there to give everyone options, okay? So let me just reach over here and grab the yarn. So I've completed the one. I'm going to wait until Tuesday to show you, but this next one that I'm focusing on has to do with the shimmer. So one of the challenges is create a make with the shimmer yarn. And I went to Walmart and picked up these two. I mentioned this yesterday. So it's Red Heart Super Saver Metallic. I've got it in black and I've got it in red. And so these are smaller than usual skeins. So these are 5-ounce skeins, 141 grams, 255 yards at 233 meters. And they are suggesting a 5.5, actually, is that right? Yeah, 5.5 US letter I crochet hook. And so, believe it or not, I actually like this yarn. I'm not a fan of the shimmer and the glimmer. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because of yarns like this. It takes away from the actual color of the yarn, in my opinion. But if the shimmer and the glimmer is the same color as the yarn, I'm into it. There's a distinct difference. So while I was straightening up the yarn wall, not this one, the one behind here in the next room, I found this in one of the cubbies, and I said, wait a minute, this is Red Heart sparkle yarn. Do I use this up, create a make with this so I don't waste the yarn, as opposed to jumping into a brand new skein? I don't know. Maybe. I think I might do that. I may create something with this so I'm not wasting it. I'm not a fan of this sparkle yarn, so why not create something with it to just get it over with, and then save this for something that I might want to make for myself, because I really do like this yarn. It doesn't take away from the color, and I think that's the reason why I really didn't care for the sparkle yarn. Because if you notice, that silver, in my opinion, it takes away from the purples and the greens. I mean, yes, you have that sparkle there, but what if the sparkle was like a purple sparkle where the purple is, or the green sparkle where the green is? It would really make the color pop more. So I'll be working on this. This is another one of my challenges that I'm going to be working on. So stay tuned for that. I'll set that over there out of my way. So let me just write on my notes here, Taco Tuesday and sparkle. Okay, the next one that I'm going to be working on is the one where it says to start a new blanket whip, but also create and make reading a pattern. So I'm going to double dip with this. And this is the book that I'm pulling from. It's backwards. I do apologize. This is a vintage book. It's called Quick and Cozy Afghans. And as I mentioned before, it's from Leisure Arts. And this was from the 80s. Very, very old book. And so the pattern that I'm pulling from this book is called Keepsake Cover Up. So that's what it looks like. And here is where I'm at with it so far, and I have to tell you that I'm not really a fan of this. I may choose another pattern in the book. So you've got the shells and the windows. For me, I followed the recipe. I followed their suggestions. I'm actually using the same color yarn, trying to do it completely solid, but I don't like the way my stitches look. It's a me thing. So I think what I'm going to do is just choose another pattern. I'm going to frog this back. Yeah, I'm going to frog this back and make something else. Now, the challenge was to start a whip and then create and make using a written pattern. It didn't say I needed to finish it by Tuesday. So I still have time to pick something else that I'm more happy with, you know? So anyway, it's pretty basic. There's really nothing complex about it. It's very lacy and holey. And yes, Naomi, I actually think that this is more for warmer weather. And for those of us here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're about to get into winter. So perhaps I need to be thinking about a more denser fabric, you know? So anyway, yeah. There is another pattern in this book that I am working up. It is called the Lacy Shells pattern. I spoke about this before and told you guys that I'm creating a blanket for donation. I'm trying to find it here. Lacy Shells, page 88. I'm going to pull this up and show you Lacy Shells. This is Lacy Shells. It's beautiful. This is the blanket here. I'm trying to make sure there's no glare. So I know this pattern has many names on the YouTube streets, but I go by the book, and this book dates back to the 80s. So this is the pattern that I'm pulling from. It's called Lacy Shells, and this is my make. So I'm doing the color work myself. The book has it all in one color. I find that a bit boring. So I wanted to liven this up for a donation blanket. So we've got a bunch of neons here, And then, of course, we've got fuchsia to offer some contrast. So that's nice. And I'm working this up with a 6.5 millimeter US letter K crochet hook. And wherever this ends up, I'm sure they're going to absolutely love it. My goal, and I need to write this down so I don't forget, my goal is to complete this by Friday. Lacy shells by Friday. So I have a goal of completing one donation blanket each week. And this is the one that I need to have done by Friday. So I'm well on my way. It's Monday. I've got plenty of time, you know? So very, very nice. And usually what I do is when I'm halfway through this, like a donation blanket, I start another one. I don't like to have just one on the hook because I feel like if I manage to get this done before Friday, I can start the next one. That gives me some leeway for the following week, so I'm not rushing to get things done. So I can work on other things and not have to worry about completing a blanket in time for the next deadline. So if I manage to get this done, I'll have another blanket whip on the hook or whatever and ready for the next week. So there's that. And the donation blanket that I had completed last week, I know many of you guys have seen it in the latest podcast episode, but I have it here to show you guys. This is blanket number 1. And I'm numbering them for myself because I finished all of my donation blankets for Boggy Creek season. That is being spearheaded by another channel. And I'm about to have all of those blankets sent down to Nancy over at She's Got Yarn. And this is the first one that I have completed. And this has more of like a Christmas vibe to it. So this is the blanket. It measures 35.5 inches wide by 47 inches long, which fits the parameters for most donation blankets. And so I did a join as you go granny square motif. And for the bigger squares, I did 9 rounds. And black yarn ran together with a Christmas yarn. And then for these smaller squares, I did 7 rounds in the darker yarn and then 2 rounds in white. And then I just staggered them. I'll show that to you again. It's really nice. And once I put the 6 squares together, I went ahead and went around the entire blanket 2 times with the granny stitch. All the way around. And then for the final round, I did 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets with the original color to just tie it all in, you know? Thank you guys for your kind words. So this is donation blanket number 1. And if you're new to my channel, I will have to tell you that most of the things that I make, I donate, you know, and I try to give away as much as I possibly can. It helps feed my yarn addiction. So the more I make, the more I give away, the more I can actually look for and grab and get and all the things. So it keeps the cycle turning, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. All right. Let's put that down there. Another sip of coffee. I like to do my sips in between all the things. Okay. So I have a whip on the needles. So for those of you guys that don't know, I am a bistitchual. I'm a knitter and a crocheter. And I have a hat on my DPNs right now. For you knitters, you guys know DPNs stand for double point needles. And so I began this project with circulars. I actually have another hat on the circulars, so I can't show you them, but these were the circulars that were on this one. And so I did the stockinette stitch for 6.5 inches all the way up, and then I started my decreases, and I'm going to continue decreasing in the round here until I have 3 stitches on each one of these needles. Once I get to those 3 stitches, I'm going to take a piece of yarn and I'm going to go around all of those stitches and drawstring it all together and tie it closed. And then I'm going to sew in my ends, you know, and then I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it upside down, and then I'm going to crochet with a 9mm crochet hook. I'm going to anchor 1 round anchor to get my stitches on, and then I'm going to do 7 rounds in single crochet in the back loop. And what you get is this. This is literally the hat that I'm making. I'm not following a pattern. It's my own little pattern, and I'm calling it my crow knit hat. So it's part crochet, part knit, crow knit. So this yarn here is Woolies Thick and Quick, and the color is Hudson Bay. So nice. I really like that. This is Thick and Quick, Woolies Thick and Quick, and the colorway is Barley. And I'll sit Matt right there. That's Matt, by the way. Makes all the things. M-A-T-T, Matt. So 7 rounds, and then this one will be done. I'm almost positive all of these hats that I'm making are going up for donations. This next one that I have already on the needles, I'm challenging myself, guys. I'm actually doing a rib. I'm doing a 2x2 rib instead of a crow knit hat. So I'm doing knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2 in the round. And I'm going to do that for a total of like 8 rounds. And then I'm going to do stockinette stitch, and then I'm going to transfer to DPNs and do my decreases. I'm not sure if I'm liking how this is looking, but I'm going to stick with the process and see what happens. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I know right now I am on the 2 purl stitches, I think. I think my bumps are on this side facing me, so I would imagine that this is the purl, and the bumps on this side are the knit stitches. So yes, progress, right? Progress is progress. So it's gonna probably look like a hot mess, but the only way I'm gonna get better is to stick with it. So I'm not going to frog this. I'm gonna continue going, and fingers are crossed that I'm doing this right. If I'm looking at the bumps, these are purl bumps, and that means these 2 purl bumps that I'm looking at are purl stitches, and so these next 2 stitches are purls. If the purls are away from me, that means there are 2 knit stitches that are in front of me. That's how I'm making sense of this. Fingers are crossed that that's what this is, but I'll keep you posted. I'll let you guys know. I'm trying so hard to get this, and I one of these days it'll click. If it hasn't already, it's clicking. Thank you guys so much. Listen, I have life goals, guys. I want to knit my own sweater, and I can't do that unless I get this ribbing thing down. I can knit stockinette. I can do that. That's no problem. I can increase, I can decrease, but it's the ribbing. So once I get the ribbing down and I've got tons of practice with it, I'm going to slay this sweater. This sweater's going to be all the things. I'm telling you. So I'm going to put on my sheet. The goal is to have the Barley hat finished. Barley hat finished by Friday. And I don't know if I'm going to force myself to get that done. The push goal. The push goal is to get the cranberry hat done. That colorway is cranberry, by the way. Let me show you the skein. This is Lion Brand Woolies. Colorway is cranberry. I do this. I'm like, does this look good with my skin tone? Anyway, so yes. The push goals have cranberry done by Friday. We'll see. All right, so the next thing that I want to show you is my car blanket. So this is a blanket for Edie. Edie is the name of my vehicle. When she's bad, her name is Edith. But when she's good, her name is Edie. And this is my 2-bit granny. And I'm working all this up with Loops and Threads Soft Classic. And I've made significant progress with this. So this is what it looks like. And it measures 44 inches right now. And the goal is to get this to 50 to 52 inches. So I am almost finished. And I'm so proud of myself because I'm using a 5.5 millimeter US letter I crochet hook. And if you know me, I traditionally do not crochet with smaller hooks below a 6. So yeah. So I'm I am trying to contrast my colors. So if I use a light color, the next color needs to be dark. Light, dark, light, dark. And it's giving me that effect. And I'm really enjoying that. The next color that I have going on this blanket, let me fold this up and give you a close-up so you can see how I'm trying to make it make sense, is this color. So this is the next color that's going to go on after the mauve. That colorway right there is called mauve. And this colorway is called raspberry. So, yeah. This is going to be for Edie. I think I need 5 more colors before I'm finished. And I already have them picked out. They're not like... I mean, I used all the great colors that I wanted to for this blanket. So, now it's just about getting it to 50 to 52 inches. I think the final round will be black. I'm going to put black there as the final round just to, like, cap it off. And then I'm going to use the leftover yarns and I'm going to make another one. And then another one. And then another one. So, a little bit of an insider. I've decided to utilize my Etsy store. So, once I make this one for me, the subsequent ones that I make will end up in my Etsy store. So, if you have an interest in ever owning one of the blankets that I make, I will put those up for sale in my Etsy store, and I'll let you guys know when they're ready. It doesn't take me long to make these. If I concentrate only on this, just a couple of days. But when they become available, I'll post it in my Etsy store because many people are asking me for these blankets. So stay tuned. All right. So I will have... My push goal is to get this done by Friday. So Edie's blanket done by Friday. If not, it'll be a whip. I'm not going to push myself. This is going to be a push goal. So that's fine. All right. I want to update you guys on my squares. So I'm not sure who watches what, but I want to let you know that I have put it out there that I was inspired by my mom and the blanket that we did together, where I showcased a blanket with these little itty bitty squares. One round with the color, one round in black. And all of those colors or those squares were joined together to make a blanket. Well, I am going to make a queen size blanket for me. And it was suggested by the viewership that I make this with my vintage variegated yarn that I have in stash. And if you don't know this, I collect vintage variegated yarn. I have tons of it. So the first colorway that I have here is this one. It's called Wedgwood. So Wedgwood is the colorway. And the goal was to have 50 done each week. So I crochet 50 in a color, and then I put the second round on and have it done, and then I was going to put it in a bag. Well, as you can see, I've completed them. They are all finished. All 50 of this particular colorway are done. So I have it in a bag, and I'm going to write Wedgwood on the front of this bag. And I'm already on the next colorway. So the next colorway, the skein itself looks like this. It's called Shaded Red, and this here is a very vintage yarn. Very vintage. This is what the label looks like. This is from the 50s. So that's the label of the yarn. Okay? And so for this week, to just stay on track, I have all 50 of these round ones completed. And then I'm giving myself until Friday to have the black put on all of them. So I've got about 10 already finished with this. And then once these are done, they're going to go in their very own zippy bag. And then on the front, where I have Wedgwood going here, I'm going to put shaded red on the front of this bag. And I need 1,020 squares for a queen size blanket for this. And I am crocheting this with a 5mm US letter H crochet hook, which that's a challenge in itself for me. But yeah, I'm pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. I'm working with a smaller hook. I'm working with smaller squares with these huge hands of mine, and we're gonna make it work. So again, by Friday, I'm gonna write this down. Red squares, done by Friday. And if time permits, push goal is to get another colorway on the hook. Have them like this. So 1,000 squares will take a long time if I'm only doing 50 a week. So I really need to push to try and get more than just 50 done if I want this done sometime this year. Next color is the push goal. Okay, perfect. So that's my update on the squares. I will provide updates on the podcast as well. So I wanted you guys to have the first peek at this because it is, you know, super duper early in the morning here in the States, and you guys are having first peeks because you're up with me. So I like that for us. Yes, but the blanket with the tiny squares is so pretty. It is. It's going to take a lot of work. I feel it's going to be worth it. And many of you guys have asked me, Juan, how are you going to be joining these squares? Like, you don't have anything joined. So I am going to join them using a technique that I just used for my last one. I'm going to go into my windows with black yarn, and I'm going to do 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets, chain, so 2 singles, chain 2, 2 singles, chain 2, 2 singles. And that's how I'm going to join them. Yep. I'm going to join them just like I did a whole tutorial on this. Not exactly 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets, but the Premier Puzzle Gameplay Blanket. There's a section, there's a portion of that video where I show you how I assemble that blanket. It's the same principle, except the squares are a lot smaller. So yeah, it works. This is so good. And if you're new to the channel, a lot of the things that we do on this channel are the same, week in and week out. We pretty much have consistency with the programming. So right now, this is a Monday thing. Every Monday at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I come on and I recap my week with you guys. I give you my plan. I talk about what my goals are, so on and so forth. From here, we have Taco Tuesday. So Tuesday evening, I come on with my taco. Here it is. It's not real. And taco in the Yarny universe, here anyway, it's Take a Challenge on Tuesday. TACO, Take a Challenge on Tuesday with Juan the Yarn Addict. And so I pull challenges out of a jar, we spin the wheel, we create these things, and it gives you an opportunity to create something in between all the other things you have going on, just to give you a break from the day-to-day projects that you have going on. You don't have to do anything. You can watch and just enjoy the banter back and forth, but I always offer ideas and options and hopefully a source of inspiration for whatever you may have going on. So there's that. From there, Wednesday and Thursday, I have preloaded content. So, you know, those are videos that I've done beforehand. Those are my days off. So Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'll preload content for you guys to have available for you. And then Friday, I have my podcast. Saturday night is date night. So I come on in the evening time, we hang out, we talk about all the things. And then Sunday, we have our Sunday live. So that's pretty much my week, every single week, you know. And in between all that, I drop tutorials, I drop this, that, these, and I drop all the things. So there's tons of things happening on this channel. There's A lot of things, actually. So, yes, I am. So LA Design says I'm very dedicated. I try to be, because a lot of my viewers are dedicated viewers. They tell me that, you know, they've come to get used to my repetition, and they know when certain things are dropping, and they've got accustomed to it. So, you know, I don't want to disappoint and miss a beat, you know. So as Kim is alluding to, she just mentioned, and this bears worth repeating for those of you guys that are replay warriors. Sunday, December 7th, we are celebrating my milestone celebration of 100,000 subscribers. I know we've crossed it. We're way past 100,000, but it took a while for the silver play button to get here. So now that it's here, I'm going to open the package. I'm going to show you the silver play button. We're going to celebrate. We've got lots of fun things going on during that celebration. So if you're able to make it, please mark your calendars. Again, it's Sunday, December 7th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Very excited for that, for us. It was quite an accomplishment when we hit that goal. I snapshot the picture of exactly when I hit 100K. I hit 100K October 29th. And it took YouTube a while to get me that silver play, but it's here. I have it, and we're going to celebrate. So very excited about that. Yes, 119, almost at 120K already. I can't believe it. Almost 120K. Absolutely amazing. I love it. And guess what? It doesn't happen without you guys. Seriously. I sound very cliche right now, but I promise you, this is a community effort. This isn't a one-man show. There's many people behind the scenes that help me. And, you know, Kim is one of them. She's holding a blue wrench. And then there's some people here in the audience who also helps. So special thanks to all the friends and the family who help make this possible. Okay. So I have an idea for this. So this here, you may or may not know, this is called Katia yarn. Absolutely gorgeous. This is called Funny Azteca. And this is a blended yarn. So it's 53% virgin wool, 47% acrylic. There's 196 yards per cake. And I have decided that I want to crochet a hat and a cowl with both of these. I'm going to start with the cowl first. Okay. Good morning, Steven. Welcome in. Good morning. Good morning. And I'm going to want to crochet this. This is called the Sweet Karma cowl. Stay tuned. This is a tutorial that will be out. I want to crochet this with this, and then I want to make a hat to go with this. I don't know if I have enough yarn. I'm hoping I do. I'm going to start with the cowl and see where we go from there. If I don't have enough for the hat, no love lost. At least I have the cowl. I think this could be a really nice statement piece. Like maybe I could wear like a dark, like a black hoodie, black t-shirt with this around my neck to really just make it pop. We'll see. Stay tuned. All right. Just wanted to showcase that yarn because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a roving style yarn. I don't traditionally work with roving style yarn just because I'm a left-handed crocheter and it unwinds as I crochet. But I've got a way to do it. So yeah, really nice. Very, very nice. So how are all of you guys this morning? Are you guys ready to get your Monday started? Are you guys excited? First day of December, right? We've got lots of things happening this month. We've got the 100K celebration. We've got holidays to celebrate. Depending on what holiday you observe, they're all here in December, right? Kimberly is great. I'm very, very happy to see that. So Annie's asking, what is roving yarn? It's yarn that actually is twisted. It's twisted yarn but it's not like the machine twisted. It's just rolled. It's like a rolled yarn. If you look closely, you can kind of see how the yarn is rolled as opposed to your standard machine spun yarn. Okay, so that's what roving yarn is. There are different kinds of roving yarn. This here is like, you've got wool and acrylic. It's a blended roving yarn. So yeah. So the price for this on the website, I believe, is $14.99. This is $14.99, and I'm not sure if they still have their Black Friday sale going on, but it may be less than that if the sale is still on. I know they had a 40% off sale going on their website, so it may be less than that. So yeah, Monday evening here in New Zealand, have been putting up lights and filling advent calendars for my grandson. That's amazing. I love that, Glenda, and welcome in from New Zealand. Well, thank you, Michelle. Michelle says, I'm loving this time with you. I get so much done. I really do appreciate your company as well. Ever since I started doing these on Mondays, it's really helped in terms of like my productivity. I get so much more done because I'm focused. I know what things that I need to touch and things that I need to like leave to the side. And I feel like I just get so much more accomplished by just going over all of this with you. So thank you for allowing me to do that. Hi, Seema. Welcome in. Good morning. Very happy to have you here. Tammy says, just finishing my weekend night shift. Looking forward to 2 days off. I'm excited for you for that. For us and all the things. We love a good 2 days off, don't we? So nice. You know what I find? I find that even on my days off, I still crochet. How many of you guys still crochet on your days off? Or do you not crochet at all? Or knit? Do you just not touch your yarn for 2 days? Or do you still crochet and knit? I find myself still crocheting and I'm still knitting on my days off. I can't help it. I just can't help not touching it. Mary says, it's 1:35 here and I'm not in bed yet. I'm an insomniac and I'm usually up until 3 or 4. It's the pets. I'm so sorry. Naomi says, oh, I definitely crochet on my days off. Let's see. Glenda says, always crocheting. I crochet more. It's my way of relaxing. Yes. I find myself, yeah, like it's supposed to, because I do this for a job, right? It's not just a hobby for me. It's actually work. I chose this as a job. I still find myself crocheting when I'm supposed to be off. Because on the days that I actually work, I find myself crocheting between 12 and 14 hours a day. And so even with all of those hours crocheting 5 days a week, I still find myself crocheting and knitting on those 2 days that I'm not supposed to be, because I should be like mowing the grass and trimming the bushes and running my errands and paying the bills and washing the car and doing all the adulting things. I still find myself with needles in my hand or a hook, and I'm crocheting and I'm doing all the things. It's an addiction. I can't help it. So I still get all the other things done. It's just that I'm like, hold on, I have to do 2 rows and then I'll go grocery shopping. I'll do 3 rows here on this project and then I'll go get the car washed. You know, I try to fit it all in when I can. Good morning, Rainbow. Welcome in. It's like breathing, right? And especially like, listen, my house is a rare occurrence. I don't think that there are many houses out there like mine where when you walk into my house, you know, 3 rooms are filled with yarn from floor to ceiling, all the way around the room. 3 rooms. This is one of them. Next door is the other one, and the yarn room is the third one. And on top of that, I have yarn in other rooms as well. And so I'm around it 24/7. Like whether I'm working or not, I'm still around it. So even if I wanted to like not touch yarn, I'm still going to touch yarn because it's in every room in my house, except for the bathroom, except for the kitchen. Those are the only two places that I don't keep my yarn. So, yeah. You're a proud crochet addict. I love it. Yeah. And you know what really does help me are the share boxes. So every single Sunday when I go live, I showcase yarn from my stash, from different places. That actually helps clear out some of this. So while I sit here with all of this yarn, I love to share my yarn. So the way that I do that is I showcase it on Sundays. So if you're interested in that yarn, come to my Sunday lives and watch the yarn that I share. I will tell you for this month, we've got 42 pounds of yarn being shared out. The boxes are behind me. Let me just tilt over. So those are the boxes that are going out for this month here, November. The prior month, we had 55 pounds of yarn go out. And then the month before that, 70 something pounds of yarn from here. So hundreds of pounds of yarn I'm sharing with the viewership. So I do share a lot of my yarn with my viewers. The only thing that I ask for is that you are publicly subscribed to my channel, because I don't want to give my yarn to people who don't support my channel. I've had that happen. They want a prize, and they made it very apparent to tell me, like, I don't really watch your content, so I don't know what's going on. And that raised the flag for me, because we've got some really avid supporters of this channel who watch everything, they support, and those are the folks that really deserve these prizes when they come up. So support the channel by just watching and be publicly subscribed, you know? So anyway, I say all that to say, if you're interested, come on Sundays, look at all the yarn and things that I have to share with you guys. And then at the end of the month, I tell you guys what you need to do to get that yarn. Okay? So, yeah, I don't think it's much to ask for. I want to be fair, because like I said, we've got a lot of supporters to the channel and a lot of new folks, right? The channel is exploding, like lots of new subscribers, lots of new faces, and they have no idea what's going on. So you never know who you may come across. So we just put it out there on day one, like, listen, if you want this yarn, by all means, have at it. But make sure that you're following the same thing everyone else is following. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let's see. Mary says, I'm mostly a knitter, but I occasionally crochet, so I won't forget how. My hands are so sore if I binge knit or crochet. The cold weather affects my arthritis once. Yeah, I hear you. It's, it's one of those things where, like, I'm a bistitual too. Like, I'm a self-taught knitter. I've only been doing it for over a year, but I still have so much to learn. But I do find that if I'm there knitting for a long time or crocheting for a long time, my hands get, I don't want to say sore, they ache, in that they want to go do something else, you know? So yeah. When I see a space behind one, I want to put a skein on there, right? Look up, I do have one hole right here, but if you notice behind there, I have another row of yarn. So I just need to pull that one up forward and sit it right here. You see it? I love how you guys look at the wall. You know, you guys are looking to see if there's any holes, anything that needs to be put into place. I love it. So good. So, just putting this out there, not expecting much of a response, but has anyone started a Taco Tuesday challenge? Has anyone completed any Taco Tuesday challenges? Tell me the things. I'm very interested, because I have a question after that. Tell me the things. Anybody? I mentioned earlier about me. I finished one, and I've got some other ones on the hook. Kim says, just proof that the yarn is real, and that, some people thought this was all backdrop. They didn't think this was all real. I had to get up and actually touch my yarn to prove to the people that this was not fake. I was so shocked that someone actually mentioned that, and then before you know it, a few people were like, well, is that really real? Kim's got one Taco Tuesday. Yep, me too. Yarn is happiness. Yes. I'm usually under a quilt in my recliner, coffee on my elbow, yarn in my lap. Yep. That's the perfect recliner, television, remote, a nice drink. Yarn room tour. I've given so many tours of my yarn rooms. I actually think they're still posted on the channel. Yep. I've got all 3 rooms. Yep. They're there on the channel. Yep. How is Delaware? I was born and raised there. Delaware is the same as it always is. I call it the drive-through state. I mean, you can go from Jersey to Maryland in less than a half hour. It's very, very fast. Yeah, Delaware's the same. Nowhere, Delaware, you know. The lower, slower. Nowhere, Delaware. Oh. Tiny says, it's my form of meditation, takes my mind off from the very stressful daily job. Yes, I can relate to that. Having been I just celebrated my 20th anniversary in pharmacy, and it's very stressful, so I can relate for sure. Hi, Vixen. Welcome in. Vixen started a new blanket for Taco. Love that. And that was one of the challenges, start a new blanket whip. Didn't say you have to finish it. It just said to start one. So that counts. Love that. Oh, so good. It's your birthday. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday to you. Do you think you'll be... What? What in the heck? See, I've got to learn to not pay attention. This is why I don't really read the chat, because you have those trolls on the verticals. I like to interact with the audience, but you get these trolls in here, and my brain doesn't process as quickly to like not read something. So I'll say it out loud without thinking about it, you know? Pen is going to finally start a Fifi. I love it. Nikki Girl says, hello all, happy Monday, happy birthday. I'm getting my words slurred together. Happy Monday. Hello from Michigan. Hello from Delaware. Welcome, welcome. Super happy to have you. Yes. I have tons of things to work on this week. I'm super excited about it. I have tutorials that I got to work on. We have a border tutorial coming out. We've got another project coming out. So tons of things coming out this week. I'm very excited. Super excited for you guys. So I also want to put this out there to you guys. I'm going to be putting a poll. I mentioned this yesterday on the live. I'm going to put a poll out there to ask you guys, should we continue with doing Taco Tuesdays, or should we put it on pause and bring back Let's Chat Stitches? And based off of yesterday's conversation in the live stream chat, there were a lot of people that are very interested on continuing with Taco Tuesday, which I'm not opposed to. I just want to put the poll out there to make sure that I'm still on the pulse. I would love to continue with it so long as there's still enough interest. So if the poll dictates to us that we should still continue Taco Tuesday after season 4, we're going to do that. But if it says otherwise, then that's fine. We'll just change gears and go on over to Let's Chat Stitches. Okay? So I say all this to tell you, you know, I'm going to put the poll out there. So when you get the notification, make sure you cast your vote. It's very important if you guys want the Taco Tuesday to continue. Okay? Maybe a taco break over the holiday season. We'll see. That's what the poll is for. So if you guys are interested in taking a break from it, make sure that you do the poll. And, if the poll suggests that we take a break, we'll take a break. But I didn't want to continue with it without at least asking, considering the audience. But I will tell you guys, always, this is always the case. You're never required to do any of it, If you feel the want to do any of the challenges, by all means, go ahead and do it. And of course, share pictures of your makes. But, I don't want it to get to a point where, I'm the only one doing it, or there's only one other person doing it on a platform of my size. That just means there's no one interested in it. So hence the poll. I'll put the poll out there. Make sure that you cast your vote. Okay? And then we'll go from there. All right? Steven says, I was working on a rhythm as a gift for my mother-in-law, but I've decided to switch the pattern to Fifi as it is easier to work up. And yes, Fifi's definitely easier. Yep, for sure. DiPacino says, yes, please keep Taco Tuesday because I haven't been able to participate because of fairs. Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'll put the poll out there. Make sure you guys all cast your votes, okay? Let's see. Greetings from France. Loving the vibes. I just restarted crocheting. I'm doing a cloak cardigan. Thanks for sharing energies. It's great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love that. From France. Vive la France. So good. Bonjour. I love it. So good. Like, I always wanted to go to France. Someday. It's one of my bucket list trips. The south of France. Always wanted to go down there. So good. So, anybody have any questions? Anything you guys would like me to have answered? You have my undivided attention. I like to take this opportunity to just take what I have, put it to the side, focus on you guys, answer any questions you have before we wrap up. We are one big happy family. I agree, Carol. Yes, we are. 100% that. For sure. So good. What is your favorite whip? My favorite work in progress? It's this one. I love making these blankets. So much fun. These. I love making these. These are so much fun. These are called my 2-bit grannies. And I just pull my colors from my stash and I do 2 rounds of each color. And when I'm done, I just do another one, and then another one, and then another one. And as of late, I actually have to tell you that I'm really enjoying knitting hats. I'm having lots of fun knitting my hats. So those are my 2 favorite whips. Absolutely love it. So good. Hats and scarves, either knitted or crocheted. Yep, for sure. Of course, crocheted hats and scarves will work up a lot faster. But, you know, if it's thick and quick, then it's literally just that, thick and quick. It's good. Absolutely love it. So, by the way, I do have some holiday hats if you guys are interested. It's already on the channel. I have one that's called Carol of the Shells. So it's a Christmas hat. It's a holiday hat in reds and greens. It's a great pattern that works up using any yarn you want. It's called Carol of the Shells. It's on my channel. And then I have a sleigh ride slouchy hat. So, you know, slouchy. I'm sure you guys know what the slouchy hats look like. So those are my 2 holiday hats I do have out there for both left and right-handed crocheters. If you're interested, please check them out. Right now is the time that we should be crocheting them if we're wanting to wear them during the holidays. So they don't take long to make, and you could probably make more than one if you're interested. Yes, so Carol of the Shells and Sleigh Ride Slouchy, all on the channel, okay? So be sure to check that out. I have some in stash that are already made up. I may go ahead and make some more up as donations. So, yeah. So good. Love all your hats, but not for summer, Christmas in New Zealand. Oh, yes, I forgot. It is summer down there. Oh, by the way, I've got a bag called the Joey bag. I don't know if my New Zealanders and Australian viewers have seen it, but it's got kangaroos on the thumbnail. I did that in honor of my Australian and New Zealand viewers. So it's a drawstring bag. It's pretty large, and it's got a kangaroo pouch in it. So if you're interested in making that, I designed that tutorial exclusively. Well, it's for the channel, but I dedicated that to my Australian viewers and my New Zealand viewers. It's called the Joey bag. Yeah, so please check that out. I think you're going to really like it. Thank you for showing me that. I can try a pattern tutorial and actually succeed. Yes, you can. One stitch at a time. You definitely can. Does bulky yarn make a large hat? It can if you want it to. The thicker your yarn is, the less, the smaller your stitch count needs to be. You know, if you work with a medium 4-weight yarn and you have 60 stitches going across, you can't do that with this yarn, which is a lot thicker. So with the thicker yarn, it's only 48 stitches in crochet. 60, 48. So the thicker your yarn is, the less stitches you need to have the same size hat. Okay? Must check that Joey bag out, but may change to a kiwi bird. Oh, I love that. Maybe I can, let me write that down. I can make something, a kiwi, something or another. Yes. I like to do little things like that for my international viewers. Yeah, I like to create things for you guys. So yeah, we'll do a kiwi something or another. Stay tuned. All right. I know you guys are in the crux of summer, or you guys are about to get into summer. I'll think of the things. I know you guys mainly work with cotton in the summer, and so I've got tons of cotton in stash. I'll think of something for you guys, for sure. Okay? Hi, Juan. I am a new crocheter, but I'm in love with the bougie hand-dyed fingering yarn. What on earth should I do with it? I've been buying a lot. Thanks. Well, it depends. Are you a, let's see, so you're a crocheter. You're a new crocheter. So first, I would not experiment with your bougie yarn. Practice with your acrylic yarns. Practice with whatever you have available to you that's not bougie yarn. But once you figure, I mean, I could sit here and tell you a lot of suggestions, but at the end of the day, it's what you want to make with your yarn, you know? But one thing I will tell you is the yarn is a lot more expensive than this yarn here. So I would kind of plan out your work, figure out what it is that you want to make before jumping into it. And also understand that when you're working with bougie yarn, you're working with natural fibers. So with natural fibers, the way that you're crocheting has a lot to do with, like, you know, blocking and, you know, sizing and things like that. If you're a tight crocheter, your work may not come out to the same gauge as your pattern. So just be mindful of that. Do love a good mile a minute blanket so fast, but I want to try the Fifi. The Fifi is a fast blanket, and you know what? It would work up really nice in a DK weight, like a double knit or like a double knit cotton. It'd work up really nice like that, you know? I do have a mile a minute pattern on my channel. I did it exclusively for donations. It's called the Squiggle Wiggle blanket, but you could take that pattern and use it for any yarn that you want. It's called the Squiggle Wiggle blanket. It's very colorful, and I'll leave it at that. Juan, have you created a crochet tutorial for crochet graphics such as numbers or letters? No, I haven't, and I have been asked that. And as I was alluding to yesterday, there are tons of things that I have yet to introduce onto my channel. And as my channel grows and as my platform gets bigger, I will be introducing those things such as mosaic crochet and Graphghan work and lettering and things like that. There's so much yet to explore. So in due time, I will be rolling that out. Okay. I remember that blanket. It was amazing, right? It's very colorful. It reminded me of the circus. I don't know why, but it did. It just, the way that the colors laid out, and very, very nice. I want to crochet something with my pickle jar yarn. Any suggestions? So they offer 2 patterns in that pickle jar, but I have to be perfectly honest with you. I did the pattern with some local yarn, and I'm not a fan. So Fiber Flux Knitting channel, her name is Jennifer. She's on YouTube, Fiber Flux Knitting. She's got a pattern called the Finally Fall Knit Shawl. And I've been shouting that out from the rooftops because it's a 3-row setup, but then a 1-row repeat. and it works up beautifully. It's got a nice little edge to it. It's very simple, very easy, and your pickle jar yarns, those little mini skeins would work up beautifully in that. So maybe that's something you might want to consider. Okay. Fran did a Squiggle Wiggle blanket for donation. It came out great. That's awesome. I love it. There was a whole handful of those blankets that went out. So good. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up our live today. I covered all the things. Please be sure to hit that thumbie if you can. Let the algorithm know that you like these kind of videos. Of course, I would definitely appreciate that. Also, leave a comment. What part of the live stream was your favorite? I always love feedback like that. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Again, Taco Tuesday is tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. All right? So until then, I shall see you later. Have a good day. Bye.